Hello there! Day 2 of the Ewan McGregor-a-thon, and today I will be watching Shallow Grave. Just like yesterday, I hadn't heard anything about this movie, although it does have a better score than Being Human, with a 7 point something on IMDb. Also, I think Ewan McGregor will play a more prominent role in this film, just because I believe he is on the poster this time. And yeah, the summary seems interesting. It has a decent score, so I'm looking forward to it. Right, I will see you again when I have finished the film. Well, that movie was awesome. It's a really cool little film. It's quite short, which I always think is a big plus. It's a shame it isn't talked about more often. I get why it isn't talked about more often, because it is kind of small scale with not really that famous actors except for Ewan McGregor. But he wasn't famous at the time. Anyway, the film is about 3 roommates who are actually kind of assholes, and they try to find a 4th roommate. They're really mean to the possible candidates until they find someone who is very mysterious, and then they find him dead one morning, and then hijinks ensues. I say that as if it's kind of childish or something, but it's really tense actually. The story was very tight and very enjoyable, at least that's what I thought, and the cinematography actually was on point. I didn't expect it. The actors were okay as well. I didn't know it had Christopher Eccleston in it, who I of course know from Doctor Who. He looks really young in this film, but that doesn't mean anything. His acting is still as perfect as it ever is. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Ewan McGregor. Ewan plays a young, douchey asshole. He's really mean and kind of annoying, but you just can't help but love his character. Also, I don't know how, but he gets away with this really terrible long haircut. But it really suits him actually. And I don't think his acting is that good compared to what he does now. But it was nice to hear his natural accent, which you don't hear very often. He mostly, at least in the films that I saw him in, adopts a English accent. So all in all, Shallow Grave, good film. I would recommend it, and I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for a nice story, good cinematography and very good performances. However, the story kind of has these twists and turns that don't really make sense all of the time. You think the story is going somewhere, and then it goes there, but it goes beyond it and you didn't expect it, which I considered as a negative, but perhaps when rewatching the film, when I am prepared for those twists and turns, I can appreciate them more. So that was Shallow Grave. Tomorrow I will be watching Blue Juice, which looks like an absolute horror, and not in a good kind of way. I will see you then.